Hello everybody, welcome back to another video with Flame Reviews. Now in today's video, I'm very excited to share with you my experience after using the Mi Pad 5 here for nearly 2 weeks now. So in this video, it's going to be sort of the long-term review of how I feel like using this device, whether there are any bugs that you need to know of, especially from MIUI, how does it feel like in terms of productivity as well as entertainment, and all the specs that you might need to know about this device before you go and buy it through the official global launch that should be happening around next week. So first up, let's just talk very quickly about the price again. Here in Malaysia, I got my Mi Pad 5 here, obviously from China, for approximately less than 1,500 ringgit, and that is for the base variant of 6GB and 128GB of internal memory. Alright, so let's talk a bit about, after using 2 weeks, how's the experience like? Now, MIUI has been a breeze with the Mi Pad 5 right here. I've not found any bugs, and one thing I did notice here is that it is very snappy on the Mi Pad 5. Now, one thing that I would recommend that you do, if you do purchase this device here, is to turn on developer mode and go into the transition speeds. And what you're going to do there is reduce the transition speeds to about 0.5 times. So what that means is that everything that you do on a tablet will just be so much faster because the transition speeds and all that are reduced by half. So you get very responsive kind of touches to your display. Everything will run very fast. So that's one thing that you might want to check out. So in terms of bugs, there were no bugs. Are there any ads with the device itself? No, I did not find any advertising as well. Everything ran very smoothly. Now, in terms of this device, yes, I did mention that it comes with a very nice build quality and all that. Display-wise, again, it is a very strong display, 2.5K, 120Hz. Once again, it is a very smooth display here, and let's talk a little bit about how it works in terms of my day-to-day use. So let's start off very quickly with my social media and all that. Obviously, for social media, we have your Facebook, we have your Instagram. Now, this app actually works very well in the portrait mode, but when you switch it to landscape, it does not really show the best. But regardless of that, they actually still work very well with the Mi Pad 5 that I have right here. This is not really an issue with the optimization going on with the Mi Pad itself, but this is more in terms of the optimization of the app itself, because these apps are not really fully designed to be used on the tablet. Having said that, they still work great on the Mi Pad 5 here, and it is super smooth to scroll through all those feeds, especially looking at those pictures that are being shared by your friends. Now, that's just in terms of the social media. Very quickly, let's talk very quickly about watching videos on this device. For videos, I'm testing out 2 apps right here, and that is the most important one that you might want to find out of. So the first one here is about YouTube. Obviously, you can run YouTube at HD resolution here on the Mi Pad 5. It just flies, everything is crystal clear, and you have that very good audio coming out from all the speakers that are on this device right here. Now, the second thing which is very important right here is for Netflix. I know a lot of you guys out there watch a lot of Netflix. According to the DRM info, it supports L1, but something that I did find out here was that Netflix actually only ran on SD. That means standard definition. So in terms of clarity wise, it is not the clearest out there. I went to the settings of my Netflix app and I noticed there that it says the highest supported security level is actually L3. So it was a bit of a scratching my head kind of situation right there, because according to the DRM info, it says L1, but when I go into the Netflix app, it shows L3. So yeah, I wasn't able to solve that problem. If anyone out there knows how to solve it, let me know, because I'm not getting the high definition on my Netflix with the Mi Pad 5. But bear in mind that regardless of that, I was still able to enjoy Netflix shows very nicely on the Mi Pad 5 right here. Now let's move on very quickly to the next point right here in terms of entertainment. Let's talk very quickly about gaming. Now, I already mentioned in my previous videos that this device here works with gaming together with your keyboard. But what you need to know is that only a certain few games that actually supports your keyboard works with the Mi Pad 5. Otherwise, you still need to hold your tablet like this in order to play any kind of games. And honestly speaking, it is a bit huge for me to hold right here. But yeah, if you prefer that kind of like big, large display kind of gaming and all that, you can still do that on the Mi Pad 5. The graphics are great, the colors of the display is good, and of course you have that very nice setup of speakers like I mentioned before, so they sound awesome as well. Very good gaming there. Alright guys, so now let's talk very quickly about productivity and how it has actually fit into my daily life with the Mi Pad 5. So to do that, I'm going to show you how I have my Mi Pad 5 typically set up, and you can see here I'm using the keyboard case, but I barely actually use the pencil. So as you can see from the display right here, I'm not sure if you can see it through the camera, I actually have all my points for today's presentation here done on the Mi Pad 5. And yes, let's talk very quickly about the points that I have here. First up, in terms of the Office apps, yes, they do work really good with the Mi Pad 5. For instance, if you use your Microsoft Word, your Microsoft PowerPoint, which is what I did right here, I could get out my slides done and my Microsoft Word kind of documents done very easily. So that's definitely a plus point if any of you wants to do work on the tablet itself. Definitely very good there. Another question I have here is how does it work with Teams and Zoom? Now, both these apps here are actually very well working on the Mi Pad 5, but what you need to know here is that obviously the camera is on the side right here. So when you're looking at the tablet and actually speaking to someone and looking at that person with your video camera turned on, you have to look a little bit awkwardly to the left if you want to have that eye-to-eye contact. Otherwise, you'll look like the camera is staring up your nose, which is not to say a very good thing unless you have a big, beautiful nose. Again, it's not a deal breaker. I think you still look great with the front-facing camera on the Mi Pad 5. Now, next thing let's talk about very quickly here is about the accessories. Do you really need this? Well, first thing I want to talk about here is actually the keyboard. I personally think that you should definitely get a keyboard, whether or not you're going to do a lot of work on your Mi Pad 5. The reason for that is very simple. How it sets up to the keyboard is so instant and very easy. All it does is just snap on the pogo pins at the bottom here to the keyboard itself, and it connects seamlessly. You don't even have to charge the keyboard. The only thing I wish was a little bit better is if the keyboard came with a backlight, but it does not have that. But otherwise, it's a very solid case right here, and also you get that instant, very nice kind of keys to type on here. So it's definitely giving a thumbs up for this keyboard right here. Now, on the second thing that I mentioned earlier on, is it really necessary to get this Xiaomi Smart Pen or Smart Stylus or whatever you want to call it? Honestly speaking, I barely use this device at all, and unless you really want to do a lot of drawing on your Mi Pad 5, then only should you consider this thing right here. Otherwise, there are a couple of features that you can use with the Smart Pen right here, which I have already showcased in a full video about it. So you can go and check that out and let me know whether you are actually still planning to get this pen or not. Alright, other than that, the mic on this Mi Pad 5 here is actually very good as well. I've made quite a fair bit of calls with my Mi Pad 5 right here, and no one has ever complained about me sounding a bit poor or noisy on the line. It is that good, guys. So productivity wise, this is a very strong contender right here. Alright guys, I think I'm pretty much over to the end right here. I'm just looking at my points that I did on the Mi Pad 5. Overall, my conclusion with the Mi Pad 5 here for 2 weeks is that definitely I strongly recommend that you either get one or maybe just think about getting one. And the reason for that is that this device here is just such a good device, whether or not you're using it for your productivity or whether you're using it for your entertainment. Everything just works very well. It's such a good experience on the Mi Pad 5 here. I don't have much to complain. And again, you also have that desktop mode, which I've already shown in another video again. So if you want to find out all about that desktop mode, you can go and check it out. It's a very cool device here with a lot of potential with the Mi Pad 5. At the price of less than 1,500 ringgit or approximately $350 if you're in other regions of the world, I think you should definitely stay tuned to the global launch of the Mi Pad 5 because this might be something that you might want to consider buying with your money. Alright guys, I think that's it for the long-term review of the Mi Pad 5. I know I have done quite a lot of videos on this device right here, and hopefully they have helped you out in some way or another. Let me know if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Bye!